Donald Trump has surged ahead in the presidential election polls, but his return to the White House could mean disaster for Prince Harry. Reilly Sullivan is a reporter here at skynews.com.au, and he's always across the latest headlines from the royal family. Reilly, great to be with you.
Great to see you.
So Donald Trump is leading in the polls in many battleground states for the US presidential election, but why could Trump's possible return to the White House spell trouble for Prince Harry?
Right, so obviously, Donald Trump surging ahead this week on the back of an assassination attempt. I mean, huge news in America. And we know that, he's spoken out previously about Prince Harry. A few months ago in an interview, he was asked directly about it. He said, would you deport Prince Harry? What this hinges on is admissions that Harry made in his memoir, Spare. Of course, in Spare, Harry opened up about using a range of illicit substances. And typically, that can disqualify you from permanent residency or citizenship in the US. This isn't unprecedented. Nigella Lawson, another major celebrity from England, she was at one point denied entry to the US based on previous drug admissions.
Right.
So there's a precedent here, but certainly the Biden administration has not been interested in reviewing it. They have always protected Harry's privacy and said that they have no interest in reviewing it. But Trump could, he said he'd look into it and possibly deport Harry. So I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say, but I'm sure from Harry and Meghan's point of view, they're looking at what's happening in the US and thinking, this could have implications for them.
Absolutely. I'm sure they're following it very closely.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about Princess Catherine. She made her grand return to Wimbledon on Sunday and the entire arena stood up for the Princess of Wales. What has the public's reaction been to Kate's appearance?
Yes, so I mean, this was a huge moment for Kate. This is only the second time that we've seen her out in public since her cancer diagnosis. Of course, she had the appearance at Trooping the Colour, but this was, a huge return for Kate. As you said, having the entire arena stand on their feet. I got goosebumps watching it. I don't know about you, but a huge moment. And you kind of have to laugh because I kind of think about, the sporting culture in Australia and, when you go to the Australian Open, and, our own Prime Minister doesn't get that kind of treatment. So I think it really just showed, how much the public cares for Kate. In terms of, where she'll be going in the next couple of months, we know that she'll probably be going to Balmoral in Scotland next month to join the rest of the royal family for their summer vacation. But I think it's going to be more of the same. I think that for the time being, we'll be seeing her, based on her health and how she's doing and popping up when she feels comfortable and up to it.
She looked absolutely beautiful, didn't she? Wearing that dress, the Power Hour colours, I think.
The purple, yeah.
What an inspiration. This woman has been diagnosed with cancer. She's been through so much. So many people have been trolling and going through, expressing wild conspiracy theories about her and her family. So for her to bravely appear and just be such a presence and really give people hope. I'm so pleased to see that she got that standing ovation.
And she's such an asset to the royal family. Her grace throughout this whole process, even before her cancer announcement, the global speculation, the social media stuff. She's just been, such a pillar of strength within herself.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure it hasn't been easy. I mean, I know she has a great support system, of course, William and her family and the Middletons, but yeah, she really is a testament to the monarchy.
Absolutely, well said. We heard this week that Prince Harry's publishers are having problems releasing the paperback version of Harry's memoir, Spare. Why are Harry's publishers reportedly asking the Duke of Sussex for more material?
Right, so, Spare's been out for a while now. I mean, it came out in hardback 18 months ago, which is quite a while. I mean, that's a pretty big gap. Usually publishers, when they publish these books, of course, they come out in hardback and then, a few months later, they try to rush a paperback edition, which is something, a little bit more cheaper. It's kind of what you pick up at the airport. And typically, a paperback includes maybe some new information or an epilogue, or they'll add something extra to it. So supposedly Harry's publishers, they have not released any paperback edition of Spare, which is kind of funny. And some people believe it's because, they want a little bit of extra information. They want maybe new chapters or an update from Harry. And that's a problem because, as we know, Harry's very much been sidelined. I don't know if he's got a lot of royal secrets left. So
surely not. Surely he's spilled them all.
So it's kind of, when we've discussed on this show before about would Harry write another memoir, well, at this point it seems like, if he can't even get a paperback version out of Spare because he hasn't got anything to say, I don't know, maybe that's it for the books.
Oh, I suspect that he'll find something. He'll dig up some old secrets or just rehash some ones that he's already spilled. But
We'll see.
We'll wait and see. Princess Beatrice has had her royal protection officers reinstated after speculation that she could become a working royal. What's the new security protocol for Beatrice, and is this a sign of a bigger role for her?
Yeah, I mean, this was quite surprising. You know, Beatrice and Eugenie are blood-born royals, as they say. They're the only princesses from their generation. If you look at the Windsor grandchildren of Queen Elizabeth II, they're the only princesses. So it is kind of crazy in a way that they're not working royals, but certainly, I mean, that's been the status quo now for over a decade. They have their own careers, their own lives. You know, they do pop up at some royal events, but for all intents and purposes, they're not working royals. So this is a pretty big change. Beatrice has had her protection officers reinstated, which would indicate that, you know, the monarchy is looking to use her more at public events. It's not a full-time protection officer. Some royals, for example, Kate and William or the King, they travel full-time with a protection staff. She will only be having this when she's doing public events for the royals. But, you know, I reckon this is a pretty positive sign for Beatrice. I mean, you know, there's been a lot of speculation if she even wants to be a working royal, because she kind of has it pretty good now. You know, she gets a lot of the benefits of being a royal, but she can also be a private person. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is a sign of Charles really giving Beatrice more of a public role.
Okay, Reilly Sullivan, you are across it all. Thank you so much.
Great to see you.